So I was just watching TV and having breakfast with my family, and then I got these messages kind of right after each other from Trump. Here was the first one. He sends them out to his mass email list, and I subscribe, so you don't have to, but I think it's important to report on the types of things that he's saying and the messages he's sending to people. This is what he posted. He goes, this is from Donald J. Trump. It says, "Drug test Joe Biden." And it says, "Friends, he's higher than a kite. He's all jacked up. It's unbelievable. ... And there's like 50 dots. Then it says, "Make America great again," or whatever it says. I mean, that's what he's posting out there. I mean, meanwhile, you know, our reporting of when Donald Trump was in the office, where he quite literally turned the White House into a pill mill, and you see the ketamine and fentanyl patches and Versa and the date rape drug and all of these things that were being prescribed like candy at the White House. But it's besides the point. And then Donald Trump posted this message from his social media platform. Here it is right here. It says, "New." This is what you get if you are on Truth Social. This is like their alert. You know how you like subscribe to news sites and get an alert? "New. Trump says it would be a great honor to go to jail to fight the gag order." So I'm like thinking to myself, is this real? This is what he's saying. It would be a great honor to go to jail to fight the gag order. And mind you, you know what the gag order is about right now, that Donald Trump can't threaten and attack the judge's daughter. Donald Trump has been posting all of these articles that have been written by Laura Loomer. Trump started doing it himself first, so the gag order had to be amended. And his kind of right-hand advisor, Laura Loomer, conspiracy theorist, who he praises all of the time, she posted all this disinformation that Justice Merchan's daughter has a Twitter account where she posts these photos of Donald Trump in jail. It's not a Twitter account that's belonged to her for a very long time. It's someone else who's basically spoofing her. So Donald Trump uses that as pretext to attack the judge's daughter. So Donald Trump's free to say mostly anything. He can attack the district attorney. He can attack the judge. It's just, can you not attack the family members of the judge and the district attorney's office and court staff? Like, just for real, like, who behaves like that? But Trump does, and he calls himself a modern-day Nelson Mandela. That's in Donald Trump's post. When I click that link, and then it brings me to these 3 posts, unhinged, capital letters, run-on sentences. And when you get to it, Donald Trump says, "I will gladly become a modern-day Nelson Mandela. It will be my great honor. We have to save our country from these political operatives masquerading as prosecutors and judges." And you know from watching the MeidasTouch Network what I say here. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat, mainstream Republican, a real conservative, independent. I mean, this behavior is abhorrent. This is truly a vile human comparing himself to Nelson Mandela, where Trump wants to attack the judge's daughter the same way he attacked Justice Engoron's wife and Justice Engoron's law clerk and Justice Engoron's son. I mean, again, who behaves like that? And then when I looked at all of Donald Trump's posts from the day, it was post. Don't worry, I'm not going to show you all of these, but I do want to highlight that he is attacking Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, attacking all of the judges, attacking New York Attorney General Letitia James. And these people have been subject to death threats already that undoubtedly have been inspired by Donald Trump's conduct and behavior to his very violent MAGA base. Donald Trump also further defames E. Jean Carroll in this post. I'll just read you some of it, but then I want to share with you the contrast here between Trump and what President Biden is posting and doing at the same time, because it's stark. It's really just a night and day difference. Donald Trump writes, "Crooked Judge Juan Merchan," that's the judge presiding over the Manhattan District Attorney criminal case, who he calls crooked, Crooked Judge Juan Merchan is not allowing me to talk, is taking away my First Amendment rights. He's got me gagged because he doesn't want the facts behind the gag to come out. Pause right there. Your lawyers had the opportunity in their motion to try to explain what this issue was, and they did nothing. What you told the judge was you have no evidence that the judge's daughter is posting photos of you. It's just completely made up, and you're not gagged. You're posting right now. You're saying things. You have the right to talk about anything. You're a criminal defendant, and any criminal defendant in our country can't behave the way you did. If this was any other criminal defendant, they'd probably be serving life right now in jail for the threats that you've made. You've gotten every benefit of the doubt that nobody else would ever possibly get. It goes on to say, how many corrupt, biased, crooked Joe Biden, protection agency, New York judges? I mean, just word salad conspiracy theories. Do I have to endure before somebody steps in? I had a New York federal judge, Lewis Kaplan. This is where he defames E. Jean Carroll, with a woman who I never knew and had nothing to do with until she sued me for defamation. Pause. She sued you for sexual assault and she won. She sued you for defamation and she won by two separate juries of your peers. The first one found in E. Jean Carroll's favor for $5 million. You're now an adjudicated sexual assaulter. And you were too afraid to show up and testify at that case. You ran away to Scotland and Ireland and claimed you were doing work there, which you were not. And then in the second E. Jean Carroll case, she was awarded $83.3 million by another jury for your defamatory conduct. And frankly, in my opinion, you're defaming her here again. And she said she should sue you again. She did not know what day, month, or year the supposed incident took place. She knew nothing. Kaplan, a Hillary friend, wouldn't even let my lawyers put on a proper case. Wah, 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 crazed. Bully, his wife and friends sat in the courthouse every day and they attacks the wives. Then he's talking about Justice Engoron. Then, of course, we have Arthur Engoron, a total lunatic, whack job, who ruled that I should pay almost $500 million fine for having done nothing wrong, no victims, no damages, ironclad disclaimer, only success. I mean, everything he says here is utterly false. I mean, you were found lying about everything. Take, for example, you said that your penthouse at Trump Tower was 30,000 square feet. You lied. It's 10,000 square feet. And you use that to extract more significant loans based on an inflated valuation based on square footage that didn't exist. Talk about Mar-a-Lago. It is a commercial property, not a retail property. And you lied and said it was a retail property. And on the other hand, when it came to the tax assessment, you said it was a commercial club to pay less taxes. That's the issue. Every one of these properties, you lie, and that had an unjust benefit to you of the amount that you were found liable for. It's just that simple. And then Donald Trump goes on to attack Justice Merchan there in that post. And then in this third post that Donald Trump made, that's where he goes, now we have Merchan who is not allowing me to talk, thereby violating the law and the Constitution all at once. Pause. It's the same gag order that was imposed on you now in the Washington, D.C. federal criminal case, which you then challenged to the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals, and you lost. And then you did not challenge that to the United States Supreme Court. So it is constitutional. There are limitations on what you can do when you're a criminal defendant. You can't attack the judge's family members or the family members and court staff. It's not okay. It's not acceptable behavior for any human being, even if it wasn't unlawful. It's just who behaves like that? And it is unlawful. You can't do that. How was he even chosen for the case? I heard he fought like hell to get it. Well, you heard, you're just a liar. And all the rest of them also. If this partisan hack wants to put me in the clink for speaking the open and obvious truth, I will gladly become a modern day Nelson Mandela. It will be my great honor. I mean, what a sicko. What a sick, disgusting person. Take what Donald Trump's posting, and on the other hand, let's take a look at what President Biden has posted. So President Biden posted the following. Gov, referring to the governor of Maryland, Wes Moore, Your nation is behind you. Every single Marylander is behind you as we rebuild the Francis Scott Key Bridge together. Pretty normal message right there. Here's what President Biden posts. Stella, thank you for your kind letter. You're right. Being president is about helping people. It's the best part of the job. And President Biden met with the Cuccinelli family, and he's been posting some incredible videos with them. Here, like this one. Take a look. And this is just like a loving, sympathetic, normal person. And you may disagree with President Biden's policies. That's fine, but this is a good, decent man. Here, play the clip.
Did you write this? Holy mackerel.
Yeah, you did that.
Yeah.
You did that, Mr. President.
Can I open it?
Oh, wow.
Wow. Holy
Wow.
mackerel.
And everybody signed their name. How nice.
And they said the president has the power to help people. And
That's the whole purpose.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we appreciate what you do for our
Well,
country.
thank you.
So thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
President Biden also posted this. I love taking part in the Cuccinelli family tradition of sharing what you're grateful for at the dinner table. It's like my dad used to say, family is the beginning, the middle, and the end. Here, play this clip.
It's a tradition in our family. We welcome family every Friday.
And we always say what we're grateful for before we start eating. So I would like to start and say that I am so incredibly honored and grateful to have you at our table and to be able to share this meal and for all of our family.
My dad used to have an expression, and her dad practiced it well. Family's the beginning, the middle, and the end, he'd say. It's all about family.
So you have President Biden posting those types of videos. And then on the other hand, you've got Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago saying things like this. Play the clip.
You're all wealthy people. I know a lot of you come, they have so much money, they can give you so much money. You know, what we did, the largest tax cuts in history. Think of it. Our military.
And I love that President Biden is posting videos of the contrast between him and Donald Trump. And this is one of the rapid response videos that President Biden put out. How Trump treated governors and mayors in moments of crisis versus President Biden. Here, play this clip.
So I think California ought to get their act together and clean up their forests and manage their forests because it's disgraceful. It's hurting our country, and they just better get their act together.
But some of these governors, you know, they take, and then they complain. They take, and you do a great job. You have the mayor of San Juan who's incompetent. They should never be there. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's a totally incompetent person.
In the weeks to come, I want you to know we're going to continue to have your backs every step of the way. I guarantee you. I guarantee you.
And so again, you have that. And then on the other hand, you've got on like the right-wing media. And I just want to share this with you because knowledge is power. You don't need to go and look at right-wing media. Don't worry, we cover it here. So then you've got Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend, who's the main host of one of the right-wing media channels that covers all of these Trump events, warns of a potential fallout from the total eclipse combined with earthquakes, dormant locusts, which will attack mankind. And then they use that to attack Biden. I mean, they create this alternative dystopian fake world and just scare the crap out of their people with lies. Here, play this clip.
I want you guys to have a fantastic weekend, and here's why. This might be the last normal weekend that we have for quite some time. I mean, we've got this solar eclipse on Monday, this very rare solar eclipse. Who knows what the fallout from that will be? Plus, that will be combined with several earthquakes. We've already seen a few already. And why not sprinkle in this infestation of locusts that have been dormant for years and all of a sudden will attack mankind? So why not? Then throw in Joe Biden trying to get into a war with Iran for whatever reason he wants to do that. So on that note, have a great weekend. We'll see you next week, or maybe not.
But look, folks, as that's going on, just take a look at what's happening on the ground itself, which is, if you want to look at the current pre-booked reservations for 2024, for toss-up Senate general elections add up to over $300 million. Just take a look at how Democrats are spending right now versus how Republicans are spending. In Arizona, $23 million in reservations for Democrats in the Senate, no reservations for Republicans. In Montana, $61 million for Republicans, $50 million for Democrats. In Nevada, $46 million for Democrats, no reservations for Republicans. So in Arizona and Nevada, nothing. And then in Ohio, slightly more for Republicans than the Democratic spend right there, 74 to 68 million. But if you look at, for example, Arizona and Nevada, no reservations for Republicans. But take a look right here too. Team Biden-Harris war chest versus Trump's. $192 million to $93 million for Donald Trump in terms of money raised in the war chest. I mean, that's a really big difference right there. And, you know, it's just rolling up your sleeves and getting the work done. And that's what the Democrats are doing. As Donald Trump is whining and complaining, you've got Democrats just getting the work done each and every day. Keep you posted as we learn more here on the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 3 million subscribers thanks to your support. Have a wonderful day.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.